All right, Saturday, 8 a.m. or 8:30. I'm gonna do this review. It's time to wake up some neighbors. Sorry, neighbors. All right, so to begin with, the car does have to warm up for about 3 to 4 minutes. Otherwise, it just does not act right. And, although it says full, I'm gonna go fill it up anyways, because I honestly, I don't know. It could be that something's broken, I really don't know. So we'll double check to make sure we have enough gas before we go on this journey. All right, so only 3 gallons, so yeah, pretty much it was reading accurately, so I'm happy to at least see this. And we're about to take off. Okay. So I've driven more powerful cars before, but I've never driven a scarier car than this one. I mean, this is just absolutely terrifying to drive. Not only is, I mean, you feel everything, every single little shake, bump, I mean, the engine, I mean, it feels great, don't get me wrong, but man, it's just, you have that fear every time you sit inside the car, something's gonna go wrong. And so far, twice, it has gone wrong. The first time I ran out of gas, and second time I ran out of gas. And again, the reason why I filled it up right now, basically where it was at, even though it was reading full, is because last time it read, have a quarter of a tank left, and it lied. I had nothing. So I wanted to make sure, better safe than sorry, you know. The car is very picky. It doesn't like a lot of stuff with this new cam. So for example, if you just let it sit, my tuner guy, he tuned it where it will idle at about 900 RPM, where it's basically at right now. However, basically what ends up happening is if you let it idle for too long, all of a sudden the check engine light starts flashing. And I'm sure because that's due to some of the misfires that are happening due to the big cam. When you're driving, especially in first gear, it does not like, here we go, check engine light just started flashing. So basically I have to keep it above 1500 RPM, revved up a little, and it'll go away. So right now I'm just on the brake and on the gas at the same time, and just letting it work its thing out. And check engine light just came off. So when you're in first gear, you're basically going, and it does not like being driven calmly. So if you're in first gear, you got to jump up above 1500 RPM pretty quick, just like this, and then basically have it going. Otherwise, it will start jerking you back and forth up until you start driving above 2000 RPM. So even in third, fourth, I mean, it doesn't really matter which gear you're in. It doesn't like being in the low RPMs like we're accustomed to. In my C6, I took a photo one time of me doing almost 75, something around that miles an hour on the freeway, and it was at 11 or 1200 RPM. Can't do that with this one. So currently, I'm in pretty much the lowest setting I can be. As soon as the car warms up to its full, it's still at about not 100% warmed up. I can see that by even the oil pressure. As soon as the oil pressure falls down to normal range, about 35 to 40 PSI, during idle speed, I'll stomp on it a little bit so you guys can see basically what and how this car drives at the full 407 horsepower to the wheels. One of my favorite things to do is downshift in this car. It just sounds so brutal. It's ridiculous. Like that's that's probably my favorite thing. The car itself, I mean, we're running on Toyo tires, and they're pretty low profile. I did it mainly for looks versus functionality. I didn't do anything sticky. And in cold weather, especially like today, a little bit colder outside, they don't stick whatsoever. I was taking one of my friends for a drive, and we were on the on-ramp, and we did first, second, third, and I thought something broke when I realized we were actually just spinning the entire time, even in third gear. So here we go, here's some downshifts for you. Alright. A couple people in front of me. I'm not gonna punch it in first gear, like I said, because it is too cold and it'll just spin. But I'll do it a little bit just so you guys can see. There we go, just spinning. When we get on the freeway, we'll do a little bit more. The overall ride quality of the car is really good. I switched to independent suspension away from the leaf springs, and it still feels aggressive. I mean, the car is way lower than my C6. Well, it's not way lower, but it's lower. And just going over small little bumps, like for example with the C6, going over a bump with your front right tire feels like the front right pillar is about to explode and your entire roof is about to fall off the car. And it's just lowered on stock bolts. This car, like I said, it is lower than the C6, but you go over it and you really don't feel it. Now you do feel the road, which is great, but not the way that leaf springs feel like if you've ever lowered your car on the leaf springs. So I got rid of the leaf springs on this car, which you might have seen. But yeah, no, I mean, it drives perfect. On the freeway, it's a lot more normal than driving in the city kind of environment. Whereas on the freeway, you just put it in fifth. Rarely do I ever put it in sixth, because I would have to be doing some stupid number in order to get to that gear. Because if I'm doing 65 in sixth gear, it starts jerking a little bit here and there. So right now, 2,000 or 2,200 RPM at about 65 miles an hour. Perfect speed. I think this car just loves it. The new valve springs that I installed, you can also hear them like crazy, especially if you're just cruising in the city or idling. You'll hear those things a lot. But overall on the freeway, it's really not too noticeable. Also, surprisingly, on the freeway, it's really not that loud overall inside. It's just when you really get on the gas where the car just opens up, screams, and really just lets you have it. Some of the other things, now that we've covered some of that stuff, steering wheels by Movo. I love the feel of it. It feels like a racing steering wheel. The Corvette seats feel amazing. The 5-point harness feels safe enough, which hopefully that's what it's designed to do, right? Just give us some of that extra safety. The short shifter, now that is a different story. I mean, this thing is super short, and when you go into gears, it just feels so mechanical, just like you're almost, you can hear every single click, every clunk, which I love, by the way, but some people might not enjoy that. But that's one of my favorite things about the other car that I have, the Subaru WRX, is that the shifter feels so mechanical, and it just feels so raw. Well, this one is on a completely different level. If you ever driven a WRX and you know the kind of shifter feeling I'm talking about, this is maybe 50 times more raw than that one. But it's not like shifting through butter when you're driving some of the European cars. Alright, well, I think we've warmed the car up enough. Just shifted it to third, and let's give it a little bit of gas. And that's just in third gear, just a little bit. And I won't tell you where I started off from, but we went up about 30 miles an hour. And that's not any kind of crazy gas, just a little bit of gas. If you plan on doing the same kind of stuff that I did to your Corvette C5, just know that you're going to be getting a completely different car. Although the body, maybe even the interior, is going to resemble what your original car looked like, everything else, the feel of it, the power, I mean, every single thing is going to be completely 100% different. So just get ready